Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's Happy Wednesday. I tell you, it's just been so rainy here in Oklahoma. It's so dreary. It's supposed to rain every day till Friday. It's supposed to get pretty near 8 inches before it's all over. I tell you, we're going to be rowing our boats to the Piggly Wiggly. Come about Saturday, I'm going to come outside with my purse opened up to the sky because I'm expecting some change from the storms and the weather. Today, though, I want to tell you a little story about Edgar Allan Doolittle. That's my husband, if you don't know by now. But I want to tell you a little story about his grandpappy, Lucious Xzavier Doolittle. And that's the daddy of Edgar. Lucious Xzavier is going now on 93 years old, and I tell you what, he's just about the best fisherman I ever heard tell of in these parts. He comes down pretty near every day and gets Edgar, and they go down to the pool down there, and they fish and they fish, and they'll just catch whatever's a biting that day. He swears he can outfish anybody in 3 states, and I pretty near believe him. Now, one day I was there in the kitchen in there, and I heard Edgar come to the back door, and he said, "Ophelia, Chardonnay, can you come out here, please?" And I thought, he's wanting me to gut them fish and clean them fish he caught, and I was thinking, not today, Edgar Allan Doolittle, not today. So I said, "Edgar Allan, I can't come out there. I'm in here curing my cast iron skillets." And he kind of got a change in his tone of voice, and he said, "Ophelia Chardonnay, can you come out here right now?" He said, "Granpappy needs you." Well, that kind of got my blood pressure to boiling, kind of made the hair on my neck stand up, and so I ran out that back door, that back screen door, and I'm going to tell you, standing right there before me was Granpappy Lucious Xzavier, and he had a 4-pronged Bass Pro sinking wobbler fishing lure stuck right there in the middle of his left eyebrow. I'm telling you, he looked like a human tackle box. I said, "Granpappy, we have got to get you to the doctor." And he said, "I tell you what, Ophelia Chardonnay, I'm now on 93 years old, and I ain't never been in no hospital, and I ain't fixing to go." And I said, "Granpappy, you got to go." So after a little, working on him, me and Edgar got him in the car and got him to the hospital, and it was a pretty big ordeal. He's just a bellering in a squall, and I don't need to go, but we got him there. Pretty nice doctor come in and took care, numbed everything all up and cut that 4-pronged Bass Pro sinking wobbler right out of his eyebrow. And you'd have thought that'd have been the worst of it, but no, that wasn't the worst of it. In come this pretty little nurse, and she said, "Mr. Doolittle, we got to give you an injection of antibiotics so that you don't get an infection from that 4-pronged Bass Pro sinking wobbler fishing lure." Why, Granpappy Lucious Xzavier about to had himself a hissy fit. All the screaming and the cussing. "I don't need no injection." And she said, "Yes, you do, sir." And he said, "Well, where are you going to put it?" And they said, "We're going to put it right there on the back side of your body, right where that gown opens up, that pretty little gown we gave you, right in the back side." And oh no, he wasn't having it. And she said, "Yes, sir." She said, "I'll be back in just a minute." Well, in just a minute, she come back pushing her shiny little metal cart with all her injection paraphernalia on it, her little cotton ball and her little Scooby-Doo Band-Aid and her little needle. And she said, "All right, Mr. Doolittle, if you'll just put your hands right here on this card, I'll give you this injection, and it'll, kind of brace you up, and it'll be over before you know it." Well, we got him convinced to do that. He put his hands on it. I tell you, she reared back. She stuck that needle right smooth in his derriere, and when she did, Granpappy Lucious just laid over on that metal cart. And what had happened was that sweet little nurse, she forgot to lock the wheels on that little metal cart. And we was in a room that was on the upper end, on the highest part of the incline of that hospital. When Granpappy laid on that cart and them wheels wasn't locked, why, he just went right out the door, cart and all, just going down the incline, just like a race car at the Indianapolis 500. And I mean, just took off like a bullet with his tiny showing and nurses screaming and lining up against the wall and dropping things and Edgar and that nurse following after and screaming, and you could hear Grandpappy cursing and screaming, and Edgar saying, "Slow down, Grandpappy," and I was just standing there and I was singing, "That train is bound for glory, that train. That train is bound for glory, that train. That train is bound for glory, carrying nothing but the righteous and the holy. That train is bound for glory, that train." Oh, before Grandpappy and that cart could make it to the exit, a doctor stepped up and caught him, put the kibosh on the race, brought him back to the room. But before I could get him in the car, I had to get him and Edgar a shot of tranquilizers just to get them home, because everybody was in such a panic, He's out there fishing right now in the pond, because as you well know, you can't keep a good man down. Oh, Granpappy, Lucious, Xzavier, and Edgar Allan Doolittle. They make quite a pair. Listen, I just want to remind y'all something. I just come to visit you every day, just to maybe bring a little smile to your face. And if you don't like my videos, you don't have to watch. But if you do, you can press the like and share. And listen, y'all be kind to one another. And I'll see you next time. Bye.